See, this is why sometimes I wait a little bit on Tokyo Ghoul. We just had 43 come out and then boom, get hit with chapter 44 as well. So yeah, I'm going to be doing a double one for this review because holy hell, I want to get straight into it. Even though it wasn't the start of the chapter, I want to get into those like new mask designs. Since, you know, Sasaki and everyone, they're now beginning Operation like Mask, and I gotta say, holy shit, I like them designs. Honestly, out of all of them, I really do enjoy it because it was like 2 weeks after approval, so they all got their masks. I gotta say, out of my favorite ones out of all of them, Psycho and Uri's ones are probably my favorite because I like Uri's, like, kind of reminds me of the night as well, like, and well, I guess as well, like, it's very weird, like, the weirdest one is probably Shirazu's because Shirazu's just like this, looks like a giant bucket on his head, like, he's got with a pointy nose and like a weird, like, I love the little shitting grin of like the shark teeth on it, like, kind of going off him. So it's like they all had their own little creativity on what they wanted to actually build into them, which I do like. It's like, it also kind of reminds me as well, like, kind of like maybe like the Berserk Knights kind of look like. Both like Uri and Shirazu kind of have more of the knight look, but then as well he has the shark teeth onto his one. And I think like Mutsuki's is like, it looks a lot like, you know, kind of like Sasaki's one, where it's just like, it's kind of covering up the eye, and you know, you have a bit of the face, and you have the stitching of the mouth. It's creative and like bandages and all that, but I think overall it's like, they're all cool. One thing is like, Sasaki, why the fuck would you use the mask that someone gave you? It's like, oh, I guess I can't be fucked to use. It was just so weird for him to actually decided to end up going with like that one especially, and it's like, knows that, you know, maybe he might have been a ghoul at some point. I don't know. It's like, it's just like weird. Although I did get very nostalgic of seeing him with the old man. It kind of reminded me when he went to go against Amon because of the black hair. I mean, it was kind of interesting to see him that they were, you know, they were going around searching around for things, and you know, they were actually getting information because I believe it was like Psycho and Shirazu were like at one point as well, like Musuki and all them trying to get information. And when they saw like Sasaki, they were like, completely terrified of him because it was like, it's the one-eyed girl, you know, like it's the eye patch, we gotta get out of there. It's like, yeah, you might not want to use that mask anymore. And then just like, which I'll get into later chapter with 44, that kind of came out to bite him in the ass. But the whole thing with Eto in 43, holy fuck. It's like Kane, like, just tried to, he barked up the wrong tree. Like, he thought he could take on Eto, not fully realizing who exactly Eto was. And it's just like, Eto just destroyed it. And her Kagune is just so grotesque and just like, oh, because it has like all these like deformed little bits of hands and stuff, and it's just like all different parts of it. And it's like, she explained fully that, you know, a Kagune's size, like quantity, and like it's dependent on the quality and the quantity of the RC cells, and it's the shape is determined by creativity and intelligence. And it's like the gap between us is just apparent, just by miles. And it's just like, and he said, you know, like, you should know who I am right now. And it's like, yeah, the one-eyed. And it's just like, yeah, I'm sure you read the books of Genesis. Let me just tell you a little bit about things. Like, do you believe in a god? And it's like, and she starts just fucking with his mind, just talking about, you know, like, how, like, God, like, why would God even put something as there, like, a forbidden fruit in the Garden of Eden? It's like, don't you think that's, like, you know, management, like, doing that? It's like, because I've always thought that a bit weird. I'm not really getting into the religious talk, but yeah, I've always thought that it's like, exactly, you've got this perfect Eden, he's obviously made that there for temptation. It's like, kind of questioning religion, which is strange because it's like, that's going into it. And I was like, I really wasn't expecting going like Eto especially to go more into the whole religion thing, and it seems like she's a way more deeper character than I think a lot of people actually think. It's like, she's like, oh no, she's that really crafty like mother. Like, no, she's very like manipulative, she's very like questioning of life. And it's like, I'm really interested to see more about her because she's one of the most interesting surprises that we got at the end of Ghoul. And I think now is the best time to find out a little bit about her, which we are. You know, we're finally getting to see a lot more of Eto throughout the story. And when you just say, oh yeah, he's just Master Shu, he's like, you have no obligation to love someone who doesn't love you back, destroy it. And he just keeps going, Master Shu, Master Shu. He doesn't see you. My loyalty is like, you're just craving wish for domination. It's just like, I hate being alone. It's just like, do you know what? I will become your new god. Like, I will be the thing that you worship. I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ, Eto. Like, that's just fucking insane. Just like, just completely breaking this man. And it's just like, when we find out like more information of like, they're trying to find like, basically they're trying to get more information about the whole Rose and, you know, our Giri, and trying to get more inside of that. And I kind of liked and all that. It's like, they were kind of questioning like, as well when they like went back and rejoined everyone. It's like, you know, Psycho kind of said like, why do I feel like the ghouls that we talk about are like the good guys? And it's like that's the thing, there are good ghouls out there, and I kind of like that even as well. That wasn't really shown too much apart from really Amon, like in the previous ghoul, but they kind of questions of like, there are good people in ghouls. Just because they were born that way doesn't mean, you know, that all of them are monsters. I mean, they just gotta do it just to live. Like, can you really blame them? I mean, like, if you were just shunned out by society and that's the only way you could survive, I mean, we can't help how like people are made or how people are born. Like, let's have a look at like just wild animals like that need like carnivores and all that. Like, let's have a look at a fucking like, you know, like a lion. Can you blame it that it needs to eat meat on it? No, it's just how its body was born and it was created. And it's just like, that's the kind of thing that if that goes back into the religion kind of thing, it's like, maybe that's why like a lot of people like that could go back to religion. Maybe like a lot of ghouls are like cursing out like, you know, whoever made them or whoever created this world, like saying, why did you give us to like be born just so we could be hunted down like fucking animals and just like be treated like monsters? Well, you know, and it kind of went back into like a lot more of like chapter 44 when we saw kind of going back into that. It's like when we actually like went into that and like Kano was like talking and he was just saying like the ghouls never really got an education, especially some of these motherfuckers. Like it's with Naki as well. Like Naki's kind of the bit of the fucking dumbass, and it's just like he's really upset still like over his like, I think it's what the two ghouls called Gagi and Gouge, like where it's like, oh, I can pretty much bring these guys back to life using like my experiment, and he's just saying like, you know, I want to analyze the QS surgery, and he was like pretty much discussing about, you know, half ghoul like surgery with like Yoshimura base has like a very low success rate of owls. So that's showing that, you know, the owls are being made out of Yoshimura, and then the Rize base, which we sacrificed 1,200 bodies with a Rize base and got 3 successful cases from that one, and the floppy failures, which was like the Shiro like and Kuro like with the black and white, and Kaneki was the only one that was actually like superior, and that he's complete, he's imperfect because he's a growing perfection. And I liked that as we went into that chapter. And even when we saw as well with Kaneki as well, like he was like, he kind of like questioned inside of like Sasaki's mind about like Amon, which like even like he's decided to search up about him, and is like the only one that really put anything about like the ghoul, the eye patch ghoul, was actually Amon. And then when they kind of asked him about who exactly he was, and kind of going back into Amon, it seems like he was pretty much something that kind of happened to him. And it's just like when he asked about him, it's like, yeah, Amon seems like he was experimenting. I'm kind of curious, he probably sounds like he's got the Yoshimura base inside of him, so it's like he's actually an owl as well. So that's, I guess that's kind of confirming from Kano. Like there was a lot of interesting things in the chapter like about it, and just like, I don't know, it was just nice to see Kano and Eto, because, you know, these are the two fucking characters I wanted to see the most out of them. And it's like, well, we're pretty much going to have 2 new ghouls, which is like Naki's motherfuckers, so I'm really looking forward to that. And, you know, I just wanted to see that. And, you know, meeting up with Sasaki, and they were talking about, and he pretty much just said it like, yeah, I'm just going to ask you straight away, you know, are you a ghoul? You know, I'm sorry to ask this out of the blue, but you see, I'm an investigator, and I came here as not an inspector, like I came here as Sasaki, like, and it's like, I need to ask you, did you know someone called Uta from the mask shop, or Yotsumi or Fuguchi? Like, are you someone who knew Kaneki? And it's like, I've avoided learning about myself all this time, but I have to face it. I think I should know. It might be helpful. I don't think he disappears from inside my head, so please. And he, like, just Sugiyama just looking at him is like, but you, like, and it's like, the past you're trying to learn about might be much crueler than you can imagine. And it's like, and he's just thinking, no, it's okay. It's like, as long as he gets his memory so we can get back there. And he's just like, that's what they called me, a ghoul. And it's like, the ghouls that I met wore the match called me Eye Patch. And he's like, I want to stay human even if I had a body like this. I don't want to accept that. Like Ken Kaneki that they called the ghoul, an existence that the ghoul were afraid of. I want to live this life on forever, but somewhere deep inside I know that's impossible. I have to remember, like, eventually that's not logic or nor emotions, but more something like fate. I have no other option but to remember. That right there is something I've wanted to have from Sasaki in a while. Kind of accepting that he knows, he feels like he's running on run, like, you know, kind of like run time, and he's like, yeah, it's fate that it's gonna happen, that I'm gonna remember everything, and it's just like, I want to do this shit back again. It's like, And then kind of going back as well, when we got the Sugiyama, as he's just there, lying there, like, after Kaneki left, I slowly began to die, but inside my heart, I was questioning myself. Like, you know, is Kaneki my food, like, all my food? No, it would be strange if it was just food, but I enjoyed myself. The days I just gazed at the feast that was served in front of me, I really enjoyed those days. And you see, like, there's Kaneki, Sugiyama, like, everyone's there chilling, having a fucking good time, like, just enjoying themselves. And it's just there that they're, like, kind of, like, he just walks off, and he just, like, I'm like, fuck. He's like, see, I think that was the kind of reality check. This thing is like, I'm sorry, I no longer know. Like, he just knows, like, I think just then he pitied him. Like, he was like, no, let this guy have his heart, because I feel like either way he's gonna get Kaneki back, and that was kind of, I think we are kind of gonna get Kaneki back, but it questions whether or not Sasaki's gonna truly disappear, or if we're just gonna have like Kaneki back in normal. Like, it's very weird just to see that, and it's like, I wonder how like the answers is. It's like if Kaneki retains all his memories of like the Sasaki incident, and it's like how he's gonna feel now, because now he will be at both sides, and he'll have like equal memories of both kind of like times as he was as a ghoul and as an inspector as well. So now he's like, he's more of the perfect, you know, medium, because he's spent time as a human, he's spent time as an inspector, he's spent time as a ghoul, and he's a medium for all of those like sides. So he is the perfect person to do that now, because like back in the previous Ghoul, that's like, he wasn't like that. He just got dragged into the situation, and then, you know, look what happened to him. He was suffering, and he got completely fucked because of it. I don't know, it's just like, I guess that's more the appreciation. And it's like, see, like these chapters I feel now that have been going on, I get a more appreciation because they are addressing things that I've kind of wanted to see for a while now in the series, and like, you know, like the progress and the pacing is just so much better. And it's like, I feel like finding out that we're pretty much like near a year now, I feel like this is kind of what we're getting. It's like, you know, he's now got the run of things, like, you know, he's like, I know how to work it, and like, I know how to, like, the pacing of the story that's just right, and get everything, and, you know, it was kind of interesting. And then, at the end of the chapter, fucking Kishima decided to go and cut a motherfucker's head off, and I'm like, he just decided to make things fucking worse. After getting information, I'm like, fuck's sake, Kishima. Like, that's when I want, if Kaneki ever comes back, I want him to kill that fucker, because I fucking hate Kishima. Like, he's a fucking asshole. Like, I really don't like him, and it's just like, well, I hope he gets fucked, because that's all I get. But yeah, I enjoyed these chapters, and I thought they were pretty goddamn fucking deep. I really enjoyed that, especially 44. 44 was really great, and I enjoyed it, and, you know, I kind of appreciate more with like Sukiyama and like the whole Sasaki thing now. So I give this a solid 8.5 out of 10. I thought it was a great chapter, like, for the two of them, and I'm kind of glad that I didn't talk about 43 as a whole, because I feel like I got a bit more appreciation reading both of them. So there you go. I'm a lot more fucking happier with Ghoul now, people. So I don't know. It's like, I guess one thing I kind of want to say as well is just like, you know, thanks to the guys that have been sticking with me during these reviews, and also as well pointing me when I'm wrong. Because that's the thing, I ain't perfect. I don't know my shit all the time about that. There are much better people that do reviews on this series than I am. People in the comment section that know more about it than I do. But I'm just enjoying it for what it is and how I personally feel about it. And really, because of you guys and the comment section, even the good and the bad ones like that, have given me a better perspective of the series and kind of made me want to improve more on reviewing this. So I humbly thank you. So, like, that's all from me. So thank you very much for watching as always. And I'll see you guys next time.